All right, guys, Erin Murphy, and I'm back actually to do a little in-depth information for a follow-up from Mommy Mondays. So this is going to be Mommy Mondays 2.0. I'm going to give you a little bit more information because I've got a ton of questions after my awesome segment this morning. So first off, I talked about getting rid of the pooch, this lower part in our belly that pokes up sometimes new moms or not so new moms or even people that don't have kids are struggling with that lower part of your abs. So one of the main things other than getting your diet right, and you need to make sure you are getting your body fat percentage down through exercise, just total full body exercise on a consistent basis, right? But if you're doing that, and even along with doing that, sometimes what we are doing for our exercises that we think are toning and shrinking this part are actually making this lower part of our abs protrude out. And one thing that does that is having an anterior tilt. And I talked about this on the news today. But that means that your hip flexors are really, really tight, and so your backside pokes out and your hips come forward. And this causes your abs to spill out in front or kind of protrude. So the people want to know, well, do I have this, right? So the easiest way to check is to use the pants test. So put on a pair of pants, and if you are standing up, look at yourself in a mirror. If you're standing sideways towards the mirror, your pants should just go straight across your body, right? If your waistband angles down when you stand there kind of relaxed, that's a pretty good indication that you have really tight hip flexors and you might have that problem with that lower belly area. So what you need to do, one, stand up and walk around a lot. If you spend a ton of time sitting, this tightens up those hip flexor and causes this. The other thing is stretching. You want to stretch out your hip flexors. I'll show you quickly just a simple, easy stretch for those hip flexors. A nice runner stretch right here. Make sure your knees lined up with your ankle. Here, you can even drop that back knee on the ground, stretch out that hip flexor, all right? The other thing, just when you're standing around in your daily life, practice standing straight. Tuck those hips under, flex your abs, draw them in, stand up nice and straight. That makes a big difference. And then when you are exercising your abs, be very, very careful that you're not concentrating all your efforts on your hip flexors and not hitting those abs. So I talked about this on the news as well, on Good Morning Northwest. Leg raises, anything where you're raising your legs up, or even anything that you're sitting and leaning back. A lot of ab exercises have you do that. I do ab exercises that do that. You'll feel really fatigued in your hip flexors instead of your abs. And there's ways to focus and concentrate our effort on our abs and not our hip flexors. The one I talked about on the news today was when you're doing leg raises, you need to focus on raising your legs with your abs, not your hip flexors. And I'm going to lay down here really quick and show you again, briefly. Hopefully I'm in frame here. And when you do your leg raises, your back will arch when you bring your legs down. As soon as you feel your back arch off the floor, you want to press it back down really nice and hard. And that's what raises your legs up, not your hip flexors. However, when you're doing ab exercises, you don't even need to do those leg raises type exercises if you don't want to. You want to focus on exercises that cause you to draw your abs down and inward, not poke them up and outward, right? So whenever you're doing crunches are a good thing with your feet down. You can do them here, you know. If you do anything with your legs raised, just keep that back pressed firmly down. And if you notice the exercises that you're doing, if they're causing you to protrude your stomach outward or poke your stomach out, choose a different exercise, but also concentrate on keeping it in tight. Good exercises that will do this, side plank, especially for new moms. It's kind of a way to start getting your core strong without causing those abs to poke out. So variations of the side plank. Start out, one knee down, right? Then you can move up here. There's tons of different variations here. Just keep your abs drawn in as you do your side plank. You just hold it. You can also do your full planks, right? Start out here, keep those abs drawn in and tight, and then you can come here. So So I would recommend starting with some plank exercises. Just really watch those hip flexors. Don't mistakenly cause those abs to protrude out. We want to get them nice and tight in. All right, I hope that helps.